So within this weekly fragrance rotation, I pulled out some heavy hitters when it comes to fragrances. So stay tuned to find out what fragrances I chose to wear throughout the week. Hey, what's going on guys? Hunter here and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, what I do is I make fragrance related content. So if you love fragrances, go and smash the subscribe button down below. But that's right guys, another week means another weekly fragrance rotation. Now, if this is your first time tuning into my weekly fragrance rotations, just a quick recap. What I do within these videos is I talk about what fragrances I chose to wear on each day, the temperature, how many sprays I did, and of course, if we got any compliments on that specific fragrance or not. So let's start this week off on Sunday per usual. All right, so on Sunday, it was a rainy, sort of a warm day. Actually, I think it was in the 70s or like the low 70s. And I actually pulled out a cheapie that I just picked up. And it's my first time wearing it. And I'm talking about Cremo's Distillers blend. Now, I believe Distillers blend is actually the first creation from Cremo. I think they renamed it from something else, but I may be mistaken. But I actually did find this bottle at Marshall's for $12. So I could not pass it up. I actually picked this one up and bourbon and oak. So I have both of them, but I did decide to go with this because since it was a rainy day, and this is a very good vetiver fragrance. Now, if you don't know, I love wearing vetiver in the rain because it can come across a little bit wet, earthy, sometimes dry as well. But this one here is actually kind of like a smoky vetiver, guys. It is honestly very, very impressive what Cremo did with this fragrance. It does not smell cheap by any means. If you sprayed this randomly and gave it to me, I would not think this is a cheap $12 fragrance, even though I think it retails for like 22 bucks, but still, that is very, very inexpensive. Now, I did go 5 sprays of Distillers blend. I was pretty much at home all day long, so I didn't want to obviously do a lot of sprays or anything like that. I didn't really do much, so I did not get any compliments with Distillers blend, besides me compliment myself, of course. So I wish that would have counted, but it doesn't. But oh well. Distillers blend is very, very solid, especially for the price. And if you're looking for these guys, go check out Marshall's. All right, so we're heading into Monday now. On Monday, I am at work for most of the day, and I pulled out a fougere that just takes me back to my childhood and is just so comforting, guys. And I actually am putting up a review of this week very, very soon. But the fragrance I actually chose was Nishane B-612. Now, on that day on Monday, it was in the 60s, kind of like a cloudy, gloomy day. And with B-612, I actually did do 6 sprays of this stuff. Man, oh man, if you follow me on Instagram, which I highly suggest you do, it is linked down below, where I post my scent of the days, pictures of fragrances, stories, questions, stuff like that. But I also do, when I post my scent of the days, I usually like kind of talk about them and stuff. And I was not impressed with B-612 on initial kind of smell, guys. It was not love at first sniff by any means. I had to pretty much dive into the story behind this one. It's a very kind of like comforting, kind of cozy, youthful fougere, which is very, very unique coming from Cashmerean. And man, this stuff is smooth as butter, guys. Extremely, extremely high quality. I'm so impressed with the first Nishane I ever got my nose on, at least from the quality of it, guys. Second to none, extremely nice. But with B-612, like I said, I did do 6 sprays to work. I got no compliments, but wow. The sillage of this fragrance smells so much better than up close on your skin, because up close on my skin, it does kind of have like a medicinal vibe, but in the air, you definitely get that fougere, lavender, cypress, and oak moss. It's just so, so nice. So that's what I chose to start the work week off on. Monday is B-612. All right, so on Tuesday, man, on Tuesday, I actually pulled out one of my beloved fragrances that I didn't know I missed so much until that day when I actually wore this one. I was like, wow, I need to wear this one more. And of course, it is Mason Francis Kurkdjian's Baccarat Rouge 540, of course, the original EDP. Now, with BR 540, if you don't know this scent profile, I'm sure you smelled it on somebody, because this has been cloned pretty much almost as much as Creed's Aventus. This DNA is everywhere. I even smell it all the time, and I can't even tell most of the time if it's BR 540 or like Ariana Grande Cloud or Mancera's Instant Crush or just a cologne in general, guys. And this DNA is all over the place. But on Tuesday, like I said, I wore Baccarat Rouge. Now, I actually did an experiment. So when it comes to my spray routine, it's always changing because I have not found the best spray routine to this day. I am always changing different things, wearing lotion, trying out this, test the performance. But man, I realized I go nose blind very, very fast. I don't know if it's just me, but I think you go nose blind very, very fast in general as a self-defense mechanism. So you pick up harmful things in the air when you smell the same thing over and over again. Kind of like if you walk into someone's house that's cooking or the smell is bad, about 30 seconds after you're in that house, you no longer smell it. Now, when you're spraying around your neck, like a lot of sprays and stuff, it's real close to your nose, so your nose is gonna block it out. Of course, you will get whiffs like once in a while throughout the day to know it's still there, but most of the day you're not gonna smell it. So what I did on that day, I only did 2 sprays of this stuff when usually I would probably do 5 to 10. So huge difference. So I actually only sprayed my wrist, so it's about, a couple feet away from my nose and it's always moving and stuff. And wow, man, I smelled it pretty much all day long, just whiffing and wafting around me. And I was like, wow, okay. So pretty much from my concept of this is you wear a fragrance for yourself or you wear a fragrance for everybody else. So when you're gonna wear it for everyone else, you're not gonna be able to pick it up yourself. But if you wear it for yourself, you're gonna enjoy it and smell it. And maybe not everyone's gonna smell it, of course, but maybe people that are close to you. So 2 sprays of that. And if you're not familiar with this DNA, it smells like burnt sugar, maybe a little bit cotton candy. And it's a little bit spicy as well. Not like spices, but it has a saffron note. It's just very luxurious and it smells like an expensive hotel. So BR 540 was my scent of the day for Tuesday. Man, so on Wednesday, I pulled out one of the most beast mode fragrances in my collection, or just that money can buy in general. This stuff is just in your face, potent. And the fragrance is Frederic Malle's Promise. Now, of course, this is from the Desert Gems collection of Frederic Malle. And with Promise, you have a very smoky apple, maybe a little bit of rose. And man, this stuff is just strong, guys. And on that day, I actually did go 3 sprays. It was in like the 60s. And I actually did not spray my skin. I actually just sprayed my clothes on that day to give my skin a break. I've been wearing a lot of lotion and stuff. And when you're wearing fragrances, of course, you can't apply lotion. It would just kind of, even though Rosa Dove actually says otherwise, he actually suggests you spray your fragrance and then apply lotion, but I've never tried that, and I don't think that would actually work just from thinking, but maybe I will have to try it because Rosa Dove is a master and he's been in the fragrance game a long time. But yeah, I've just been applying a lot of lotion with no fragrance on my skin lately, so I just did 3 sprays on my clothes. And wow, man, this stuff is also incredible. It may be a little bit of overkill on that day because this is more suited for like the cold winters when it's snowing outside, 20 degrees. That's when Promise absolutely shines. Anything above 30 degrees, this stuff can absolutely become cloying. It's that strong. But no compliments from Promise. Didn't really expect to get any compliments with this one because it's not that crowd pleasing. It's a very niche and a very kind of offensive as well. But man, this is a work of art. All right, so on Thursday, I actually did take the day off of work because it was my fiance's birthday. So I kind of wanted to spend the day with her, take her out to dinner and just celebrate her birthday. And the reason I pulled out this fragrance was because I actually gifted her a fragrance from the same house. And I kind of wanted to match her and wear like the same house in general. And the fragrance is Parfums de Malle Layton. Now, Layton is just a versatile, everyday wear. This is like the aventus of Parfums de Malle. When I say that, I don't mean aventus DNA. Just like how every house pretty much has their most popular one that just outshines everything else within the house, and everything else just pretty much fails compared to that fragrance within the house. Like aventus, I think Layton is the fragrance for guys from Parfums de Malle. Now, with Layton, I did go 10 sprays, so I did go pretty heavy because I was out shopping. I I went out to dinner at one of my, well, actually probably my favorite restaurant, me and my fiance's favorite restaurant, which is Texas de Brazil. If you haven't checked that restaurant out or have heard of it, definitely look it up and see if you have one by you, because man, that stuff is good. It's a Brazilian restaurant, of course, so they come out with huge skewers with like a leg of lamb, and they bring it to your table. It's like a buffet. And they chop you off a huge piece, all you can eat. Some of the best meats is, man, it's just so good. My mouth's watering thinking about it. I might have to go there sometime soon again. But Layton 10 sprays. I didn't get any comments, even though my fiance does like this one. It just wasn't really like, oh, I smell you, you smell good. She did recommend I wear this because, guys, for her birthday, I actually gifted her Parfum de Malle de Lina. You guys probably could have guessed that one. I think this is like the Layton for women within the Parfum de Malle line. This is a very fruity rose. It has lychee, of course, giving it that fruitiness. Just it has like a niche-like quality to it as well. Amazing, amazing fragrance. And this is absolutely sexy as well too. So yeah, gave her Delina and I wore Layton to match. So that's what I wore for Thursday. All right, so for Friday, it was in the 60s. I'm not sure exactly what I did on that day. I don't think I did much, at least nothing to really remember. And I put a brand new fragrance within my collection as well. And it's from one of my favorite houses. And this is, I think, one of the most popular from the house as well. And I can absolutely see why, because this stuff smells like heaven to me. And it is from Fragrance du Bois. It is, of course, Santal Complet. Now, of course, with the name Santal Complet, you're gonna obviously be expecting sandalwood, and sandalwood is exactly what you get with this one. The sandalwood is not what you usually get within fragrances, where it can come across a little bit like sawdust, very dusty, almost smells like dill pickles. If you know what I mean, you do, because yeah, a lot of times sandalwood does smell like that, but in this, it's very creamy, very milky. It's just so luxurious and refined, guys. Now, I know a lot of women love Santal Complet. I can definitely see why. It does have a tropical coconut vibe in here as well. But also, the coconut does not smell like suntan lotion like a lot of coconut fragrances can, like cheap ones at least. No, guys, this is just so good. It's almost like the coconut shell, pretty much, where you know it has a little bit of hair and stuff like that, which does give a little bit of more of like a slight masculine touch to it. It's not 100% feminine, at least I think so. I think it's very, very unisex, especially when it dries down. But all in all, an incredible fragrance from Fragrance du Bois. And this is actually more of my crowd pleasing from the house that isn't daring or complex or extremely offensive like a lot of the ones I have, like Cannabis Blue. Extremely offensive, man. That stuff actually smells like weed. And then I have Cannabis Intense and New York Intense. So this is my fourth one for the collection of Fragrance du Bois. And man, I love Santal Complet, and I can see the hype behind it. All right, so for Saturday, it was in the 60s, also a cloudy day, and I didn't really do much. I actually stayed at home most of the day and watched UFC in the evening. You guys, a lot of you guys know I'm a huge UFC fan. Let me know what you guys thought about that pay-per-view on Saturday. It was some intense, crazy fights, man. And some boring ones as well, like the co-main event, if you know what I'm talking about. If you do, you definitely watched it. But I did actually pull out Guerlain's Louis. Now, Louis is actually a fragrance I haven't reached for in quite some time, if I'm being honest with you guys. And man, I miss this one. This is actually Guerlain's first unisex creation. It has been discontinued and renamed under a new line. I don't exactly remember the name because it's a weird name that is pretty much hard to pronounce and stuff like that. So I don't remember that, but it's the same exact fragrance, same note breakdown. So with Louis, it is actually a smoky pear. You have a lot of incense in here. You have pear. It's very, very different, man. This is just so, so good. So warming, so good. It also works perfect for like the winter and fall. Even though on that day it wasn't warm, it was still a little bit chilly and cloudy in the 60s. So it worked perfect for that weather occasion. Now, with Louis on Saturday, I did go 5 sprays of this stuff. Got no compliments, but I was pretty much just wearing it for myself since I was just pretty much staying at home most of the day. But yeah, that's what I chose to wear to wrap off the week on Saturday is Louis by Guerlain, which is one of my favorite niche houses, which I do consider to be niche. So that's gonna wrap up my weekly fragrance rotation. Let me know down below some fragrances you guys chose to wear throughout the week, if you got any compliments, so on and so forth. But leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you guys haven't already, and I'll catch all you guys in the next upload. Take care, everybody.